Hello friends, welcome to another investor education video. In today's video, I will be talking about public provident funds. Public provident funds, they have the basic objective to mobilize small savings. Now, it's one of the most favorite savings avenue for many of the investors. Now, in today's video, you will get to know about what are public provident funds. If you are unaware of PPFs, I will also talk about the various benefits that you can derive by investing in public provident funds. So if we look at what public provident funds are, basically public provident funds, they were introduced in 1968, and the objective of the public provident funds was to mobilize small savings in the form of investments, and then you get a return on that investment. So public provident funds, you can call PPS as a tax savings investment also, which enables one to build a retirement corpus while you can annually save taxes. Now, how you can save taxes, I will discuss in the later part of the video. So if we look at the major features of public provident funds, the risk factor in public provident fund investment, it is low because PPFs, they are backed by the government, that is the central government. A public provident fund account, you can open the PPF account at any nationalized bank or public banks, post offices, and selective private banks. The lock-in period for public provident funds is 15 years. So the money which you are investing in public provident fund, it's locked in for 15 years. However, you can withdraw some portion of the money, or you can take loan against your investment in the PPF after a period of 7 years. The returns on public provident funds, they're more attractive as compared to fixed deposits. And the most important part is that the PPF deposits, they fall under the triple E category. What is triple E category? So principal amount which you invest in the public provident fund, it is available as a deduction under section 80C of the Income Tax Act, and all proceeds, that is your interest which you receive on public provident funds, they are exempted from tax. Also, the proceed which you receive at the time of maturity of the public provident fund is also exempted. So basically the amount which you invest in the public provident fund is exempted. That is, you are get it as a deduction under 80C. The interest on public provident fund is exempted. It's an exempt income, and the amount which you receive on maturity is also exempt. So PPFs, they are very attractive investment opportunity as it falls under the triple E category, that is exempt category. Moving forward, one of the drawback that you can see in a public provident fund investment is that it has a lock-in of 15 years. But the benefit of that is that there is a compounding tax-free interest. Now, how does this compounding tax-free interest benefit you? I will be discussing later in the video. Earnings in PPF, the interest rate on the public provident fund, it is set by the government every quarter, which is based upon the yield or the return of the government securities. So next we will be talking about what is the minimum and the maximum amount which you can invest in public provident fund account. The minimum yearly amount which is required to keep your account active is 500 rupees, and the maximum amount yearly which you can deposit in a public provident fund account is 1.5 lakhs. Now the most important point that I was previously discussing about was the compounding of interest. So what's the compounding of interest? So if you suppose we assume that you invest maximum of 1.5 lakhs every year for a period of 15 years in a public provident fund account, and we take the average interest rate of 7.6%, then the corpus will become 42.5 lakhs. So in a public provident fund, the power of compounding, that is the interest, gets added to the principal and it is compounded for the next year. It will work best over the period of long term. So what it means that you should put in the maximum possible amount which you can invest in the PPF should be in the initial years, so that the fund, it will get time to compound and grow. So the more you invest in the initial years, the more will be your corpus at the end of the term of 15 years. So if you are investing 1 lakh annually for 15 years, then the corpus would almost add up to 28.5 lakhs at an average interest rate of 7.6%. Okay, so now of this corpus of 28.5 lakhs, 13.5 lakh will be nearly the interest amount, which is almost 47%. So you can see the investment in a PPF is really a good deal. Now suppose if you invest 1 lakh rupees only for first 10 years, that is you keep minimum of 500 to keep the account active, and the funds were left to grow till the end of 15th year. The corpus, it will be nearly 22 lakhs. Interest portion will be nearly 55%. Even without the fresh contribution, the interest, it gets added each year on the previous year's balance, and then it is again compounded. That is, you get an interest upon that compounded value. So even PPF rules, they allow partial withdrawals, avoiding dipping into the corpus. As the purpose of compounding, it gets defeated. So if you withdraw any amount from your corpus after the period of 7 years when you are allowed to withdraw certain one fund, if you withdraw the fund, then the entire purpose of the compounding, of putting the maximum amount in the initial years to get the benefit of compounding of the interest, will get defeated. So it's advised that it should be your last resort to withdraw the funds from the public provident fund account, so as to not defeat the purpose of the compounding of the interest and get the maximum benefit. On maturity of your PPF, you need not close your PPF account. You can extend it in a block of 5 years with or without making any fresh contributions. Now, once the period of 15 years has expired, you can make partial withdrawals during the extended period, that during the period you have extended your PPF account. So on maturity, you have three options. You can completely withdraw the amount from the public provident fund account, or you can extend the public provident fund account with no further contributions, or extend the public provident fund account with contributions. If you want to know more, you can just pause the video and read this slide. Now, public provident fund, they are suitable for the investors who do not want volatility in the returns which are linked to the equity returns. For long-term goals, it's better to take equity exposures, especially when the inflation adjusted target amount it is high. You can invest in equity mutual funds like tax savings, equity links, savings schemes, etc. But if you want to invest some of your money in a very secure place and get good returns, public provident fund would be your best option. So if you are a new investor, open up a PPF account, start investing in public provident fund account. Also, you can keep your equity options open, but you start investing in public provident fund accounts also. This will be of great use to you in the later years of your life. So this slide gives you an idea about the interest rates. Loan facility. So withdrawal from PPF, lock-in period of 15 years, end of 15 years you can withdraw. However, in between also you can withdraw from the public provident fund account. However, there are certain limits. You have a nomination facility. The shares of the nominee in the PPF account will be defined by the subscriber. Transferring of the account, it can be transferred to other branches. Suppose you open a branch in a particular you open in the PPF account in a particular branch, you can transfer it to any other branch, etc. Now, how you have to transfer the account, I have written in this slide in a stepwise approach. You can always pause the video and look at it. Now, the most important point is tax concessions. Annual contribution, annually the amount which you contribute in the public provident fund account, it is available as a tax deduction under section 80C of the Income Tax Act. Tax benefit is 1.5 lakhs per financial year. Contribution to public provident fund accounts of your spouse and children are also eligible for tax deductions. So I have already told you that PPF falls under triple E tax bracket, which is exempt. The annual contribution, the interest on the contribution to PPF is eligible for tax deduction. The interest earned is exempt from income tax, and maturity proceeds which you receive from the PPF account are also exempt from taxes. So I hope I was able to clarify your questions regarding the public provident fund account, and I will advise you all, if you are starting to invest, open a public provident fund account and start investing for your brighter future. If you have any more questions, you can feel free to write in the comment box below. Don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you.